See where the thing is? Well, we could put it right here. I'll move it here. And then if I do some work on here, we'll see. I might not have time. I need to take a break today too. Okay, let me see. The chairs need to be here. Okay, let's see if we both sit, and then we gotta figure it out. Oh, it's on already. Okay. We're on already. Okay. All right. Okay, everybody, we're ready to start. Let me move that a little quicker. I already turned on the Facebook. Didn't even know it was on. It's a good thing I didn't swear, eh? Dang that thing. Okay, let me see. How's that? Can we see? Okay. Okay, all right. Good enough, right?
Perfect.
Okay, well, not perfect, but there. There. Okay. Whew, we made it. Okay, first of all, yeah, I forgot to go through this. So somebody just asked me to go through it. Tomorrow we start what we call our parasite sale. But understand something. Parasites come in all forms and fashions. Okay? So understand this. You wouldn't have fungus in your body, you wouldn't have bad bacteria, and you wouldn't have worms unless you grew them. Understand, most people that have worms, okay, you have to understand this. Most people that have worms, those worms actually were made in the body. They didn't eat them, okay? All right? So whether you're talking about a cancer parasite or a roundworm, pinworms, worms come because of different environments. If you didn't have any issues in your tissues, if you were healthy and you had great circulation, proper nutrition, detoxification, you don't have worms or bad bacteria, you don't have fungus. All right? So just know that. And their deal is to get you to eat as much sugar and as much dairy, take as much drugs, okay, to take antibiotics, which will totally blow up your immune system, which is your good bacteria in your large intestine. I don't want to go into it too deeply, but tomorrow when it starts, I'm going to actually do a show on it, okay, on Facebook and Instagram. And people are asking me about my Telegram. Well, my Telegram's gone. We put in a rebuttal about it, but TikTok. The TikTok Doc of Detox is gone. We've got another one called Braveheart Nation. So if anybody would go to Telegram and please join it, because I've got 100 in there. If I get 1,000, I can go live on that. And then if they give me back my Doc of Detox, then I'll have 2 of them.
What is the name again?
Braveheart Nation on TikTok.
That's a new one, right?
Yeah, but I need to have 1,000. We just did it the other day. And if I have 1,000 people sign up, then I can go live on TikTok again. Okay?
Okay, so you have 300 now.
Do I have 300? I had 100 yesterday, so it's climbing. So, you know, but if I hit 1,000, it automatically comes on, and then I can start again. So so what's happening here, just so you know, I'm going to tell you what the sale is in a second, but in 6 months, I'm coming out with my own app. I will have the most powerful people in health that are not allowed to be on any platforms, okay, will be on my platform. And they will be coming on at least 15, 20 minutes every week to help people, okay? So yeah, that is called Braveheart Nation. It's actually an app. And that app is gonna have a lot of great things. It'll have like a little timer on it, and it'll be a nice little bell or a ding or something that'll go off every 5 minutes. And when it does, you're supposed to do 3 things. Am I smiling? Am I connected to my breath? And am I in the present moment? And you know that one app alone, okay? That one app alone, if you did that for 33 days, your whole life would change. Nothing would, that one little thing, that one little app, that you would change everything. Remember something, they use repetition to poison us. We're gonna use repetition to love us, to care for us, to heal us. Nobody can heal you. I can't heal you. I can just give you strategies and different things to help to support your body back to balance. That's all. And understand something, and Debbie will tell you, when people come into this course, okay, they're not allowed to apologize, and they're not allowed to thank me for anything. They're only allowed to thank themselves for getting here. They're only allowed to thank themselves for loving and caring for themselves, and that's all you need to be. And you, even if you're not in my course, you should be doing that to get on course, shouldn't they, Debbie?
Yes, I should.
So I'm just trying to go through a few things here. No thank you to me. When you leave today, if you want to say thank you, you're going to say thanks to me for coming. You need to thank yourself every time you do something beautiful for yourself. Well, maybe you might not want to. Maybe this wasn't beautiful. But the reality is that you need to start thanking yourself. You need to start being the cheerleader for yourself. That's the deal. Okay? So anyways, what's going on sale? The enema bucket, the coffee, the whole vaginal infusion. Because guess what? If you don't think that women, their cave called their vagina is full of parasites, you're crazy. It's full of bad bacteria, it's full of fungus, and it's full of worms. Not everybody. Why? And the people that do this just now, they have the most. Understand something. Just so you know, you want to know some stats? 99 out of 100 people have worms. But if you really want to know the stats, okay, you got to understand something. Does everybody know that a worm doesn't live in anyone unless their tissue is rotting? If I could open you up where the worms are, you'd smell it'd be rotting flesh. And that's because you were pooping in your pelvis, and people don't like that. But everybody has a bowel problem. And it's true. Why don't you take a look at people? How's it look? How's their waistline look? Whoomp, or hanging over, or throughout the day it's up and down like an accordion. Gas cramps, pain, low back pain. How many people know that 95% to 98% of all surgery, low back surgery, is done because of you pooping in your pelvis? I'm not going to try to prove it to you right now. How many people know that 95% of all the surgery done in the body is because of that? No. Go to my website. Yes. Listen, you weren't programmed to heal yourself. You were programmed to deal with yourself, to punish yourself. So let's make that really clear. So yeah, we'll be coming out with the app. Tomorrow, like I said, we'll have the sale on. It's on the enema bucket, the coffee, the black diamond, the black gold, the daily cleansing tea caps, everything that takes for a vaginal infusion for a woman, and the clapper and the belly button, because it's all about the abdominal. And you know, if every time you had a gas cramp or a pain, doesn't matter if it's in your groin or in your abdomen, and you were to clap it, it would go away. It's inflammation or it's scar tissue. If you clap it, it'll probably bruise. And understand something, do healthy people bruise?
No.
No, healthy people don't bruise. And guess what? People that are dying bruise without bumping into anything. They're dying. They're rotting out. And understand, the more discoloration from the light purple to the dark purple to the black to the green to the brown all means something. And we teach that all in the course. You learn everything. When you leave my whole life coach course, you are, let's put it this way. I will take anybody that does my course, if I get to pick them, and I will have them come up against any naturopath or any practitioner out there. And they took my course for 12 days. 9 days. And a 1 day off in the middle. And they will be ready to actually take the person that the naturopath couldn't help. Because in schools that are approved, it's all about keeping the control of the practitioner, not giving the control back to the patient. Did you get that? It's not how much you know, it's what you know. And you better get that. And I'm not putting down naturopathic doctors or natural health people, but guess what? If they were all so good, why are people sicker than ever? If it was all working, why is that? And you know what? And I don't do the money back guarantee because it's a marketing ploy. I give a money back guarantee on the first treatment we do of non-surgical. I give money back on our consultations, a money back for the first day of any course we have. Or if the course is only 3 days long, we give it for the first half of the day. Nobody does that. I'm telling you, I'm doing as much as I possibly can. Okay, I will give as much as I can to prove that we can be trusted. But don't come and trust me right away. Start doing the things we ask you to do. And do everything that doesn't cost money first. Okay? Because I don't want to hear you coming and back and complaining at me because you undermined your own program. That didn't work. This didn't work. Do you ever know people like that? That didn't work. This didn't work. Nothing works for them. Nothing you do helps them. Nothing you do makes them feel like they're beautiful or no, they're just running a program. That's why I'm telling you that, you know, people will, you watch in this course we're doing, 40 to 50% of the people are not coming in here to become practitioners. They're coming in here because they're at the end of the line. They're either this works or they don't even want to be on the planet anymore. And you can ask Debbie that when people come here to become practitioners, they didn't realize it, but they actually came for themselves. You can't give what you're not. And we will change everyone that comes up here, won't we? Will we?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
You watch. I'll have everybody come on and I don't care if they've been a practitioner for 30 years. Or if they came here and all they wanted to do was save their life for their families. And guess what? By the time they're done, I'm right about this. 50% of the people that come here, they end up wanting to be practitioners. Is it true?
I didn't think I was going to be one.
I'd like to agree with what you said, just one brief comment. I'm a physician and I came here today for my patients.
You can't come for your patients.
And I'm leaving with something that I didn't realize I came for.
You came for you. You know what? You can't give what you're not. And I want to thank you for coming and being open-minded to come. Okay? And I mean that to everyone. You know what? You should all get medals of honor. You know? Because you broke from the herd. So anyways, you know, I got to a point in my life that I said I'm not going to sell anything or do anything unless it brings the thunder down. I'm not going to teach anything unless it brings the thunder down. But then what I finally realized is, guess what? I can't hold on to anything. I have to give everything away. Do you know what we do as practitioners? We hold things, don't we? And then we hold our patients captive by treating them instead of training them. I challenge every practitioner out there to teach their patients what they do. If you want to help the world, stop treating them. Now, there will be patients that say, I don't want to learn anything. So what? Then treat them. You do know that all we're going to do is just keep on turning the burner down for you. Yeah, that's okay. I just want to bring the pain down somewhat. You know, I come from a really painful family, and if you were to take the pain away, I wouldn't know what living was. And that's what they're saying to you, but they're not saying it. You understand? And I'm not there to tell them what to do. What if I just treat the person and then eventually start trying to sneak things in? Remember something. My goal is to make sure that people aren't coming to us within 6 weeks to 3 months. Remember something. We all come from a place of poverty, and the practitioners do too. Especially natural health practitioners, we actually haven't really come together. We actually really don't work together. We're actually threatened by each other. It's not a good thing. The medical system is more together, but they're organized because they know that you have to be organized and everyone's got to be on the same page. All right? And we're meant to stay disorganized and never ever come together. That's why I started Braveheart Nation. Braveheart Nation is about Daryl. Whether you believe this or not, in 2 years from now, you will not see me. I will be rare to be seen. It'll be people like Debbie. It'll be people like Tim. It'll be people like Kimberly. You know, Kimberly is already on my platforms, right? So I give her the keys to my platform. So Debbie can have the key to come to my platform and do it one a day if she wants. So eventually, the people that are going to be going around the world and teaching the stuff that I teach now, I'm not going to be teaching. The reality is I have to hand the baton to everyone because there's nothing special about me. And there isn't. I am special to myself. Don't look up to me. Just know that anything I do, that you can do, and you can even do better. And I already told you that earlier. And this is not a sales pitch. I'm telling you the truth. I've already plowed the way. My big mouth is out there. You know, like my practitioners, they're not worried to practice because they know who they'd come for first. And guess what? I'm not sacrificing myself. I'm telling everyone that they're not after me. And people don't get that. They think they're after us. But they're after the low-hanging fruit. They're after the person who doesn't eat right, drink right, think right. The person that doesn't love themselves. That's who they're after. Look at the work they'd have to have with me. Do you think I would go easy? God, everybody here has given up their freedoms and their rights, and not here, but in the world, the majority are giving up everything, aren't they? Honey, let's just give up, because if we give up, right, we can get back to normal. Nothing's ever going to be normal again. It's never going back. You will never see the way it was 4 years ago. It's never going back to that. And guess what? Who wants it to? I don't want it to. God, most of you were trying to kill yourself and your family before COVID ever even started. And that's the truth. You were still stressed out. You were eating garbage. Your life was a mess. And that's the truth. And I'm not telling you everybody, and I'm just trying to tell you that if you're not loving and caring for yourself and on that program, it doesn't matter. They actually got you to stop bitching and complaining about your family. Now you can bitch and complain about the government and other things. So it gave you a bit of a break. Now, you know, you've had the whole summer where you could just complain. Now they're going to come after us again just within weeks from now. And so now it'll be them again. So the reality is mind your own business. Learn how to love and care for yourself. And don't talk about chemtrails. Don't talk about blue light. Just get yourself blue light glass. No, not blue light, but Tesla glasses. Blue light glasses don't do anything. Tesla glasses take all the blue light and transform it. And guess what? It actually will repair your brain and your eyes. The only glasses in the world. And yes, they're expensive at designer glasses, but guess what? They design your brain. They redesign your eyes. No more headaches, no more fatigue, no more burning eyes, no more burning nervous system. Everything is about energy medicine. Do you know what you got to do when you're not big pharma and you haven't got tons of money to be on commercials all the time? You have to talk loud and proud. You have to be outrageous. So I don't give a crap what they say about me. It's about the few of you that want to know how to love, honor, and respect yourself and restore your God-given right to having a beautiful moment, every moment. That's all you got to do. You know, the moment is the only place you can heal, is the only place you can create something new. And the majority of the population is in the moment, only 2%. And that's the God's truth. That's actually a statistic. So we look for everything to bring the thunder down. I'm not going to deal with anything unless it's the best of the best of the best. Not going to do it. Which is the Cellsonic. So that's a $125,000 device. And understand something. Yeah, we sell one about every 2 weeks or two every 2 weeks. But guess what? I also give unlimited support. There's other doctors in the world that sell Cellsonic. But I give a $9,000 free training with it. Nobody else does that. Understand that. Tim, he gets a free training. He just bought a Cellsonic, so he gets a free training from me. And understand, to be a really great practitioner, you take my course 3 times. Is it true?
I'm starting my 5th one.
5th one. And understand something.
Still learning. It's the same.
No course is the
but
same.
different. You always learn. I learned something here today from him that I didn't hear before.
What was that?
Oh gosh, now you're gonna make me remember.
Okay, all right.
There
She
was
forgot
something-
already.
No,
Okay.
I know it, but just
Understand something, guys. I've been doing it for 44 years. And in my 44 years of being in the health business, I never believed anything. I didn't go the regular route. People will say, he's not a real doctor. Well, I'm not a real boy either. Listen, the reality is this. I'm expecting the majority of the population to tell me that I can be a doctor. Or you're going to tell me a medical doctor is a doctor. Is that what you're going to tell me? Are you going to tell me that? Doctor means teacher. Okay? All right? I've earned it. I don't care what anybody says. Forget, I don't care. The whole world can come up against me. I earned it. And guess what? I've earned it to the point that we will prove that we even have we have an ID number that even government funding will pay for people to go through and get up all the way from just taking our course all the way to getting a doctorate through us now.
Wow.
Yeah, so I really don't care what people say. Well, what do I expect? Intelligence from the majority of the population, which are told that, guess what? You only go to government-approved things. How's that working for people? All right. Anyways, so we're going to do everything that's going to be different. If you want different in your life, you better go see different. And that might not be me. Go to somewhere else. But make sure it's different. Make sure that when you're taking a course, they're putting you on course that you are the one that walks away with the power. That they don't keep the power. Nobody's allowed to keep power over you. They got to give your power back. And that's what every course you should be doing, is giving your power back. That you do not have to rely on anyone else. Let me tell you something, and I'm going to tell you right now. When you use something like this is 25,000 volts. We use this on horses, humans, dogs, cats. It doesn't matter. This is 25,000 volts put into a field. Now, it will do the same thing as 25,000 volts, but it's in a field, and it absolutely has not one negative side effect. That's how amazing that is. So people go, well, what frequency is it? Well, how about it has all of them in one? How about that it can take calcium stones, it can take displaced calcium that's called arthritis, right to a calcium deposit in the breast and fracture it without harming any of your bones. How about that it can go in and take a fibroid the size of a large orange, and I've seen, it's on my videos, nobody can take them down because I'm not making any claims, and I will work on somebody just with non-surgical, and I can take a fibroid and bring it down, usually the first treatment by about 30%, just with non-surgical, our technique, because of opening the fibers up. When I use the Cellsonic, go take a look. I did 2 people with tumors on their neck in Australia. Anybody see that video? All right. Well, when I was done, it was gone. And it was this big on their neck. And that was using the Cellsonic and then using non-surgical. But we do this everywhere. We don't have time to do it today, but there will be somebody that has a fibroid or a tumor. There's lots of people. And if you want anybody who's from the area, we're going to discount the Cellsonic for people that come in. And you can get non-surgical from us and the Cellsonic because Kimberly's so nice, she set a room up. So the Cellsonic will be here for the month. And then you'll be able to get non-surgical if you want to come and do it, okay? And we'll give you a money-back guarantee on the non-surgical that I don't care what treatment you had. And I'm going to say something, and this is a gift to this person. Do you ever see people like this with their legs or just one leg? That person's going to have a neurological disorder, and they are going to emotionally break down, okay, for the rest of their life. The knee shaking has to stop. No knee shaking. Okay? And the knee shaking also causes anxiety with everybody around you. All right? And the knee shaking is caused because the person was traumatized so badly in their life that they're having anxiety on a continual basis and they're ready to run. Okay? All right? And it's going to break them down. They will have heart disease. They will have a nervous system disorder. They will have sleeping problems.
So
And I'm just letting you know that. I just want to give that as a gift. Okay? You can't let that happen. Do not keep doing it. Or do it. But that person also needs essential fatty acids and magnesium. Okay? And their nervous system is on fire. Go ahead.
So one of the people here asked, does this work for sinus headaches?
It works for, and I don't mean to be like this, but it works pretty well on everything. Does everybody understand this? Let me ask you a question. How much electricity is in a person that has left this planet? Well, the body has nothing left. How much electricity is in a person that's in bed and can't get out? Okay, we're talking about electricity. Did I just say that? Okay, so understand, you'll have a sense like when people come to us, we'll put this on 8 to 10, and it's 10 is the highest. And then we'll pulse, and we'll do pulses, 50 pulses per square inch, okay? And we'll do that on an area, okay, that we want to work on. Now, after we do that, you can go back in after you do the non-surgical, and then we would do 4 to 6, and that'll hold the energy in there for days for extra healing. Now, the person doesn't have to do it after the non-surgical. It's just it's going to be less tender, less bruising. And understand, when a person bruises, when you have tenderness, remember something. The calcium, we're going in and actually breaking that down so that it can be reabsorbed. And I am meaning that. When you do a Cellsonic, it causes calcium ions to come off the calcium. And whether you know this or not, calcium ions are the main thing in the human body for communication and repair of the cells. Nothing is more important. Okay, second to that is actually human growth hormone, which gets turned into IGF-1, which we have a product that matches IGF-1 in the human body, and it's all natural. So anyways, get back to the ions. So a calcium ion will carry on 120,000 chemical and hormonal processes per second. You get that? Pretty amazing, eh? Okay, so we will use this to help to create those calcium ions. And if we get people that are not in really good condition, we will use calcium ion therapy, which is a liquid that actually has invisible calcium ions in it. You can go read about that or watch it, and it's in our library, okay? And it's under calcium ion therapy. And I will tell you guys something. Let's put it this way. There are such amazing things out there. We have a product called SG, and it's called Stealth Glucose. That is actually a calcium ion, which they said was impossible to make, okay? But if anybody ever made it, it's in PubMed, you can go see it. There's hundreds of articles saying if anybody ever came up with a calcium ion, we could cure all autoimmune diseases, reverse all osteoporosis. Well, that happened 11 years ago. So now the same scientist, chemist, has come up with Stealth Glucose, where he has taken a calcium ion and wrapped glucose around it. Why? Are you ready for this? A cancer cell will try to stop any calcium ion from coming in, because if a calcium ion comes into a cell, it will turn on the P53 gene, and the cell will either be destroyed, or if the calcium ion comes in and it's not to the point where it is beyond repair, it will actually go in and repair the mitochondria, which will create the ATP, which brings the cell back. Did you get that? Okay, so now he's created a product called Stealth Glucose that will actually, it's got an ion, it's got calcium ion in it. Okay, take a look at a Smartie. The candy coating is the glucose. The chocolate is the concentrate of calcium ions. This is 10 times more stronger than Merigen. And if you go watch in my library, the calcium ion guide, look at Merigen part 1 and 2 of cancer. You get a lot of answers. I am going to say so much about this, and that's it. So now when people take Stealth Glucose, guess what? Does anybody know why they use radiated sugar? They use radiated sugar to tell you how bad your cancer is, but how many people know that when they use radiated sugar, it can take a stage 1 and make it a 2 or a 3, and a 2, it makes it into a 4, because the sugar actually makes it worse. So you weren't even worse. You weren't even that. It made it worse. Tell me I'm wrong. Next, here's the one that's going to blow your mind. So this product, Stealth Glucose, when you take it, it's got a sugar coating, which makes cancer go whoopee, and it allows it into the cell, and by the time it reaches the mitochondria, the glucose is already used up, and the only thing that's left over is this concentration of calcium ions, and bam, we gotcha. Yeah, how's that for mind blow? Yeah, so people can say whatever they want to say, but guess what? We are on top of this. Okay, anyways, so now let's take and use something like this and use something like that. And let's get somebody, and then guess what? Oh, but guess what we get accused of? Don't you ever give anybody any faith in themselves, right? Are you kidding? Why should we give up? Understand this. So the Cellsonic will go in, and you can believe it or not, I will never write articles like it, but it'll shut down stage 3 and 4 inflammation. Right? Because everything's a frequency. Now, will it come back? Did you change your personality? Did you change the way you thought, the way you drank, the way you ate? Did you do that? Would your family even allow you to clean out the cupboards? Would your family allow you to walk around with a smile? And would your family actually want to take the time and the interest to know that, guess what, the human body is amazing and God is great and we can create a healing for ourselves? That's it. So understand that. How many people have you worked on with your Cellsonic? You can't count, because once you get one, they come from all over. They will travel
I get people from North Carolina, South Carolina,
everywhere. They will come from everywhere.
Massachusetts, yeah, everywhere.
Remember something,
New Jersey.
everything that you do
Yeah.
is trying to bring up your vibration, trying to bring up your frequency. You know what, if you guys don't get this yet, it's all about frequency. Frequency turns things on, turns things off. You turn me on, you turn me off. You turn yourself on, you turn yourself off. Okay, just keep yourself turned on and become the light and make higher vibrational choices. So we want to bring the thunder down, and there's nothing more powerful than a Cellsonic. And we are going to be having 6 of our practitioners coming on every second week, and it's called Power Pack Healing. It's on at 8 o'clock, and it'll be this Wednesday will be the first show. And we're going to have people coming on talking about real people, real testimonials. This isn't a market ploy or pitch. Understand something. These same people, a lot of them have what's called a cardio bed. If you had perfect circulation, what would you have? Okay, all right. So just know Cellsonic and cardio bed get rid of cellulite and fat cells faster than anything. And they really do. Go do your homework and research. And the reality is they decalcify your joints, get the calcium back into the bones. But the cardio bed, you put the cuffs on your lower leg, upper leg, and your pelvis. And in between your heartbeat, they contract. And they're pushing 60% of your blood into your upper body. And then it's flooding back down. How many people know that you can have a 92% block, and in 35 hours on the cardio bed, you have a brand new set of arteries, even if you didn't change your diet? How many people know that within 4 treatments, usually, impotence gets turned around? How many, I could keep going. You know, so what we do is we use Cellsonic and we use the cardio bed in our clinics. Now, practitioners don't have to own both of these. But we're trying to show people that with perfect circulation and the most powerful frequency, 25,000 volts put into a field. Okay? So you put those things together, and even if you didn't, when there's lots of our therapists, like 99% of our therapists don't buy these things, do they? And how's their business going? Understand, you know what? Let's put it this way. When you can go in and you work on someone's knee with doing non-surgical, and they leave the cane in the corner, they can now walk up the stairs after the first treatment. That's why every one of my therapists will give a money back, because it's always been a scar tissue issue. How many practitioners do you go to and they know how to pull the scar tissue apart that's causing the stiffness, the swelling, the pain? They don't. It's not rocket science. Everything from arthritis to a tumor is scar tissue. Any questions? Yes?
How does it affect when you get hip replacement?
What?
How does it affect when you have hip replacement?
It won't affect any of that.
Any plates?
It's not going to hurt any plates, any steel things, rods, or anything like that. But understand this. If you had non-surgical, okay, we tell you that if you're booked for a hip replacement, knee replacement, spine situation, you come to us, okay, and we'll give you a guarantee on that first treatment. You'll know that you can cancel that treatment. We're not telling you to do it. We're trying to tell you that you've lost. Here's the deal. If I'm a surgeon, what do I sell?
Surgery.
If I'm a general physician, what do I sell? Okay, so the reality is they're not doing anything wrong. I need everyone to get this. The reality is this. We forget that whatever the human body creates, it can uncreate. And if we can restore circulation and we can bring up the frequency back to where it was when it was a healthy cell, we don't cure anyone. We don't heal anyone. We replace what's missing. Understand, even the scar tissue, you can get somebody with a big fibroid like this. Go in my stuff, you'll see it. And guess what? The fibroid's gone in 20 minutes to a half an hour between the Cellsonic and non-surgical. Or people, they can get rid of it through proper high vibrational diet, exercise, nutraceuticals, doing vaginal infusion. Remember, everything is about bringing up frequency, right? It just might take a little longer to get there.
And we have someone in this room that canceled her hip surgery after one treatment with non-surgical and the Cellsonic.
Who? Would you come up and talk with Debbie? Come on, please, please. Don't do that because you know how many people are out there?
It's Mary Ann. So back in February, she was scheduled for hip surgery in March. She already had blood work done, right? She already had her
pre-admission.
Yeah, she had everything done. And her friend, Annie, says, we're going to go try this because she was following Dr. Wolf, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't think that Mary Ann actually even knew what she was walking into. She had no idea. Mm-hmm. And so I have my partner because I'm in Stuart, Florida, and it's stuarthealthandhealing.com. And my partner is Dina, so me and Dina work together on Mary Ann and Annie. Mm-hmm. And they came 4 times in 1 week. We had a lot of fun. It was great. So we started off doing a low back treatment with her, and then we did a hip treatment. We also treated her shoulder with non-surgical. She had fallen 5 years ago, mm-hmm. right?
That's right.
She had been having constant pain in this area for 5 years. She went, in the beginning, they told her you had no injuries. It was just bruised. But she lived with pain for the last 5 years. 1 shoulder treatment and
It's gone.
Gone. Mm-hmm. The pain was gone. So after she gets rid of the pain in her hips, she's now experiencing pain in the knee. So we tell people, you know, it's always been there, but you have to understand that this pain over here is covering up the pain that you have here. But once we free you of this pain, now you get the other pains that are coming out. Mm-hmm. So we've worked on her knee, and she's gotten 2nd treatments. Mm-hmm. And so tell them how you're feeling.
Feel great.
How's walking up the stairs?
Well, walking up the stairs is a lot easier, and walking down the stairs is a lot easier. You know, everything's, you know, I'm so glad that I don't have to do surgery.
Yes.
Because I found out that after I had the surgery, in 3 to 5 years, I'd be getting scar tissue and be hurting again.
Yes, and that's important too. Mm-hmm. And she's also working on her perfect day.
That's right. She's changing her diet, she's changing her belief systems, and she's doing excellent. Mm-hmm. She's come a long way in this time. And even doing the ultimate coffee enemas.
Yes, I did start that.
Yeah, which she was very fearful of doing these things. People think, oh my gosh, it's like, you want me to do what? Yeah, I want you to do a coffee enema, an ultimate coffee enema, okay?
It's a little awkward, but every day gets easier.
Yeah, and when you get the results and you understand what that does for you as it cleanses your liver, I have a friend of mine who's an acupuncturist, and she's never done one, and on the 2nd day, she's calling me up, oh my gosh, I have such clarity, like it just cleared her head just after 2 days. So it's just a combination of putting everything together, and it changes your life, right?
It does.
Yes. And her husband was like a non-believer. I said, don't tell him anything, just let him, you never, remember, mind your own business.
Until he begged.
And why aren't you getting surgery? Look, I don't have pain anymore. I don't really need the surgery, right? And then he had some issues, and guess who's calling to make appointments? I've done 3 treatments on her husband,
That's right.
and he's done very well, right?
Yeah, he was
He's-
doing really good.
Yeah, so they live up north. So, so when he comes back into town, he'll get more treatments and stuff. So it's amazing. And you know Kelly, right? Okay. So I have another person, and she has searched her whole life and finally has found the non-surgical to be her thing. So we work every week. She pretty much comes every week, and we do a different body part, and we clean her up, and she'll never have to get surgery. She'll never have to do any of this stuff. And we just, it's, everything is just amazing when you really learn how the body works and what it's really all about.
It's true. It's
So,
true.
Okay.
You have to see the results for yourself to realize it.
Yes. And I think that's the biggest thing is being able to have the results yourself, because people don't believe when you tell them, we went to a health fair, and me and Dina packed up in like 45 minutes because, they had the Vitus or the health care and the hospice, and then people were coming by with a walker, and we were saying, well, we can help you with that. Oh, no, you'll never be able to get me out of this walker. Okay, if you have that attitude, you will never get off of the walker.
It's true.
But I've been working with people for over the last year. I have a woman with breast cancer and a hip fracture, and she's 80 years old and has thrown that cane out the door now. She went from the fractured hip with a walker, she improved to a cane, and now she's almost, she doesn't even use the cane. She still is not perfect, but she still has a few more treatments, and but she basically walks around without her cane and at 80. But it's all up to every individual and what they want, because you can sit in that bed or you can continue walking with your walker if that's what you want. But I choose to be healthy every day. Wake up and put a smile on my
That's right.
face.
I know. I'm working on that.
So anyway, okay. Doc, you want to say anything else? You want to say anything else?
I'm done for the day. Kimberly's
He's-
coming. And then I want you guys just to talk about your pets a little bit.
Okay.
And then I want you to, Kimberly's going to talk about a little bit about her stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody knows I have a little Maltese. We're going to talk about little animals now, or big animals. It doesn't matter what they are. He's a Maltese. He weighs about 10, 11 pounds. And on June 30th, he ended up in the emergency clinic, and he got diagnosed with masses on his adrenals, both adrenals. And they wanted to rule out cancer, so they did an ultrasound, so they know exactly what they're looking at, and they saw cancer on his adrenals. So anyway, he talked about putting him down. He was 14 and a half at the time, and and I was like, or surgery. The other option was surgery, of course. I said, you're not doing surgery on a 14-and-a-half-year-old dog. And so I ended up taking my dog home, and of course I have a Celsonic, so the first thing is right out of the car to my Celsonic. I didn't even know if he'd make it through the night because he was that bad. He was pretty limp. So I called Dr. Wolf, and he talked to me about what the plan of action would be with all the nutraceuticals and Celsonic, and how often we're going to do it and what we're going to do. Basically within 3 days, we had him on the critical shrooms, the mushrooms, the critical thunder shrooms. We gave him the detox tea. We gave him Sononium minerals. We gave him the Ormus minerals. He was on the SON formula, but within 3 days he was eating almost about to 90% of where he was at, acting pretty good. It took him about a week. That was June 30th. So I continue researching. Remember, he says to be your own physician. You have to be. So I start looking up the conditions that these dogs have, and it's with Cushing's and different problems with the adrenals. And I come across coffee enemas, and I'm like, oh, well, why aren't I doing coffee enemas on my dog? So I did the ultimate coffee enema with him. I did 5 days in a row. I have also, helped other people. They've been calling me when they find out. Even on healthy dogs, right? We talked
Yeah.
about it. You and me
Yeah.
talked about. She has a. How old is your dog?
I have a Yorkie, and she's 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds. Yeah, and she's on non-GMO food, but it was the hard food. So I started putting the black gold on there, and I put the black diamond in her water. And what else? Oh, I put the C60 oil on the top of her food, and she loves it. She thinks she's getting a special treat because I doctor it up, and she absolutely loves it. But what's happened to her is her poop. It does not. She goes on a potty pad, so her poop's right there. It's about the size of my finger, that's like a Tootsie Roll, but no smell. And it used to smell, but once we started doing the black gold, no smell. Another thing I've noticed is on the back, she's kind of a silver color Yorkie. She was black when I got her. And she's starting to get brown and black in her hair again. So I don't know. Why would that happen? I don't know. Anyways, but
Minerals. She's getting
Minerals.
the minerals and getting rid of the acidity.
So anyhow, the products work on your little puppies, and I haven't tried an enema yet, but but she's 5. And
But we
she's
talked about
healthy.
that. But
Yeah.
even still doing it because we all need to do
Yeah.
it. We're not sick and we still do it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so we still do it. So I almost brought Emmett today because I'm staying with my niece and she has a puppy, a 1.5-year-old black lab who just wants to totally lick him and but he was sleeping in the corner. But last night, he was chewing on his bully stick and just acting like a normal 14.5-year-old dog. And so it's amazing what can be done. And if you keep your dog as they're young on the nutraceuticals and give them the healthy food and not feed them kibble, because of course, what is that? Processed food.
It's like Oreo cookies.
Yeah. And so you give them a better food, raw diet. We all have to learn. And, I've just learned in the last few years because my dogs before were all fed
How do I turn it?
the dry food and stuff like that. But when you learn, then you do better. And so it's all about learning for us too, and learning a plant-based diet and learning these things that can change your life and make you live a healthier. Anyway, so
Also know about cats, the food,
You need me to read it?
dry food.
it's the same thing. Dry food is dry food. It's anything that is a dry food, they process it and they cook it, they heat it up like to over 400 degrees. So it takes a lot of the nutrition, most of the nutrition out of there and stuff. So why do you think, I'm sure you guys have seen through the years, people that walk their dogs, you see these animals with tumors on them, right? Think about all the tumors you start seeing on these dogs that you never saw 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's just, what they're putting in the foods, and what we don't know, is in these foods, is the biggest problem. So anyway, so what are you going to do? What are you talking about?
Okay, sorry, we have a little
Technical problem.
technical problems over here.
They're working on some technical stuff, but
Yeah.
Kimberly's going to go and talk about.
Yeah, so I just wanted to let y'all know that this will be my 3rd course this time that starts on Wednesday. So I don't know. I think we have, Lori, do we have 1 spot or 2 spots left for the Whole Life Coach?
Yeah, I've got a couple spots left.
Couple spots. So, but it changed my life doing the Whole Life Coach. And then the Wolf Non-Surgical is taught by his son, who's a chip off the old block. He's amazing. He's a great trainer. And then we have the Pelvic Restoration course. So if y'all are interested in any of the courses while he's here, this is the last course of the year. And so I'm excited. I'll be master certified. I do Perfect Day consults. I do Wolf Non-Surgical. And I'm right here, and this is where I work right out of this room. So I'd be glad to help you. I've got my business cards over there. And for all you on Facebook and Instagram land, my number is 248-931-3077. And I'm Kimberly. And we're here to help you. We're here to your body is amazing and it heals itself. So we're here to facilitate that. And it first starts here. If we get this right, everything else works. So we're just so happy all of y'all came today. This has been an amazing day. You have made it beautiful. And
Hopefully you guys have learned a lot.
yeah? Yeah?
Let's all come together in a circle, okay? We'll just, might as well blow everybody's mind what we're gonna do. I mean, why stop now? Okay, all right? Come on. Okay, so I'm gonna need you, okay? This is gonna be for you, okay? Can you do this? All right? Okay, are we almost ready? Okay? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna count backwards, okay? And we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, and then we're all gonna roar, okay? And see if we can knock the tiles off the roof. Okay, so everybody, only she will say it. 3, 2, 1, and then we'll go 3, 2, 1, and then we'll just give her. Okay? Ready? You're the boss.
3, 2, 1.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.